Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Penfield Town Board meeting. My name is Andy Moore, Deputy Town Supervisor. We'd like to go ahead and start the meeting here for April 3rd with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you all for joining us this evening. We'll go ahead and start with roll call.
Cole.
Here.
LaFountain. He is absent. Metzler.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Quinn.
Here.
Thank you, Amy. With that, we'll move to agenda item number 2, communications and announcements.
Okay, so Penfield residents in need of a new or updated passport are invited to attend Passport Night in Penfield tomorrow evening from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Penfield Town Hall, 3100 Atlantic Avenue, right here in the auditorium. This service comes to Penfield through the partnership of Monroe County's Clerk's Office and the Penfield Town Clerk, myself. For more details, visit the town's website at penfield.org under the Town Clerk Department, or you can call me at 340-8629. That's it.
One announcement this evening, an announcement for all middle school students, grades 6 through 8, who live or attend school in the town of Penfield. The Recreation Department is accepting entries for the town's annual Memorial Day essay contest. This year's topic that students are invited to write about is Why I Honor the American Flag. Submissions will be judged by a panel consisting of members of the American Legion Bremen Post 1229. The top 3 compositions must be read at Penfield's Memorial Day Ceremony of Remembrance on Monday, May 27th, for authors to receive their cash prizes. This contest happens every year through a generous donation from VFW Post 820. Essays and submission forms can be mailed to the town of Penfield at Memorial Day Essay Contest, care of Penfield Recreation, 1985 Baird Road, Penfield 14526. The entry deadline is Friday, May 10th. Complete rules and forms can be found at penfieldrec.org, or if you have a question, please call Sabrina at Penfield Rec at 340-8651. Thank you.
Save the date. On Saturday, April 27th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., the town will be hosting its annual electric car show at the community center. This is a free event for everyone. Many new vehicle models will be on display as owners and a number of dealers will be in attendance to answer questions. A number of cars that have been converted into an electric vehicle will also be on hand. Those interested in participating with their electric mode of transportation can contact the event coordinator, Bob Knauer, at Knauer, Knauer, at frontiernet.net. That's all I have for this evening.
Thank you. One announcement, Penfield Recreation's 2019 summer program brochure is now available at penfieldrec.org. Be sure to check out all the new programs that will be offered over the next few months, with registration beginning May 1st for Penfield residents. Early registration will be available for programs of high community interest, so don't miss out, and please go to penfieldrec.org soon to sign up for all the good events. Thank you.
I have 3 announcements. One is a proclamation to the DAR, but they're not here tonight, but I'm going to read it anyway, and the reason why I'm reading it. They sent us an email talking about the Mary Fellows Penfield chapter of DAR has a long-standing roots in Penfield. We were founded by the former Maud Frank and Eleanor Fellows, Penfield longtime residents, to honor our American descendants and patriots with 10 other proud women of the community. The chapter is named in honor of Mary Fellows Penfield, the daughter of General John Fellows, an aide on the staff of General George Washington. She was the wife of Daniel Penfield, a commissary clerk during the Revolution, and for whom the town of Penfield was named. Mary came to Penfield in 1810 with her husband and family and built their home, which is still standing at 1784 Penfield Road. A bronze plaque on the granite stone in Oakwood Cemetery in Penfield commemorates Mary and Daniel Penfield. Our chapter will celebrate the 45th anniversary on April 14th, 2019. We're asking for the proclamation. So the proclamation reads, Certificate of Recognition. presented for the Mary Fellows Penfield Chapter, DAR, in celebration of its 45th anniversary. The Penfield Town Board declares April 14th, 2019, Mary Fellows Penfield Chapter Day in honor of the women of the prestigious Daughters of the American Revolution Chapter, our town's founding family, and our American Revolutionary ancestors who preceded us in this community to establish our freedom. And it's signed by R. Anthony LaFountain, dated April 3rd, 2019. And we will be sure to get this proclamation to the Mary Fellows Chapter. My other announcement is that the Penfield Players have their spring main stage theater performance of Peril, the High Seas, or Let's Get Together and Do Launch by Billy St. John, with an opening on Friday, April 26th at 8 p.m. The production will be held at the Community Center on Baird Road through May 11th. Be prepared for a rollicking production filled with twists, turns, and hilarity. Tickets can be purchased through penfieldrec.org on the night of the performance. Information regarding the players is available at penfieldplayers.org. And my final announcement is that my next community chat will be Tuesday, April 16th from 5:30 to 7 in the new book area at the Penfield Library. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Mr. Horwitz, any announcements?
Nothing tonight, Mr. Deputy
All
Supervisor.
right, thank you very much. Moving on to the next agenda item is public participation. We've got two opportunities for the public here at the town hall, or anyone who is watching this via the internet and the town website that can participate in public participation. Amy, are there any residents here that would like to speak?
No one has signed up.
Okay. Are there any residents in the audience that would like to come forward and speak at this public participation opportunity? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next agenda item, additions and deletions to the agenda. I don't believe there are any additions or deletions to the agenda, so we will go on to the approval of minutes for March 6, 2019 Town Board meeting.
I move that the minutes of March 6th be approved.
I'll second.
So we have Councilwoman Cole and Councilman Quinn moving and seconding that. With a vote, can we go ahead and approve those minutes?
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Thank you, Amy. Moving to the next agenda item, petitions. I don't believe there are any petitions that have been filed with the town clerk's office or the town board. Seeing that that is correct, we will go ahead and move on to agenda item number 7, which is resolutions by function, law and finance. Amy.
Josephine Joan DiVincenzo, Living Trust, Tax Certiorari Settlement.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas Josephine Joe DiVincenzo Living Trust commenced proceedings against the assessor and the Board of Assessment Review for review of the assessment for the taxable status date for years 2017-18 and 2018-19 for the premises located at 1517 Empire Boulevard. Whereas after negotiations between the attorney for the town and the attorneys for the petitioner, an agreement has been reached between all parties on the terms of a proposed settlement, subject to the approval of the town board and to the approval of the Supreme Court of the State of New York, which terms of settlement are set forth in the stipulations on file in the office of the town assessor. Whereas upon due consideration of all facts and circumstances, the town board finds that the proposed compromise and settlement is fair and reasonable and should be approved. Therefore, be it resolved that the proposed settlement of the tax certiorari proceedings brought by Josephine Joan DiVincenzo Living Trust are hereby approved. Be it further resolved that the attorney representing the town is hereby directed to make application to the Supreme Court for approval of such settlement, and that upon obtaining such approval, the assessor is directed to make the necessary adjustments in the assessment roll for the town of Penfield to reflect the terms of the settlement.
Thank you. Any discussion on this agenda item? Hearing none, can we get a roll call vote, please?
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes. Home Depot USA, Inc., Tax Certiorari Settlement.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas Home Depot USA, Inc. commenced proceedings against the assessor and the Board of Assessment Review for review of the assessment for taxable status date for years 2015-16, 2016-17, 2017-18, and 2018-19 for the premises located at 750 Panorama Trail South. Whereas after negotiations between the attorney for the town and the attorneys for the petitioner, a tentative agreement has been reached between the parties on the terms of a proposed settlement, subject to the approval of the town board and to the approval of the Supreme Court of the State of New York, which terms of settlement are set forth in stipulations on file in the office of the town assessor. Whereas upon due consideration of all facts and circumstances, the town board finds that the proposed compromise and settlement is fair and reasonable and should be approved. Therefore, be it resolved that the proposed settlement of the tax certiorari proceedings brought by Home Depot USA are approved. Be it further resolved that the attorney representing the town is directed to make application to the Supreme Court for approval of the settlement, and that upon attaining such approval, the assessor is directed to make the necessary adjustments in the assessment rolls.
Great, thank you. Any discussion on this agenda item? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization to attend the New York State Association of Local Government Records Officers.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the New York State Association of Local Government Records Officers is a nonprofit organization that provides a network to all who are responsible for records upkeep and information management for local governments, and where it is dedicated to increasing awareness of the need for sound management of local government records, and provides valuable classes which include the opportunity to exchange information and problems and solutions unique to towns. Whereas Town Clerk Amy Steckloff, as the town's record management officer, will have the opportunity to expand knowledge and network with members. Therefore, be it resolved that Town Clerk Amy Steckloff is hereby authorized to attend the 2019 New York Association of Local Government Records Officer School to be held from June 2 to 4, 2019. The funds to attend are included in the 2019 Town Clerk Conference budget line.
All right, hearing any discussion on the agenda item? Hearing none, we'll go ahead with a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. 4 ayes, I apologize. Authorization to grant a utility easement to Rochester Gas and Electric at 1070 Penfield Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas Rochester Gas and Electric has requested a 20-foot by 20-foot utility easement on town-owned land located at 1070 Penfield Road, and whereas RG&E has existing gas infrastructure located within the right-of-way at this location and needs to upgrade the facility and requires additional space in order to best serve the residents of the town of Penfield. Whereas the town board discussed the request at its work session on March 27, 2019, and was supportive of granting the easement, provided RG&E removes and replaces the existing 65 plus or minus linear foot sidewalk in front of the existing gas infrastructure in order to straighten it out. And whereas the sidewalk realignment will help the sidewalk plows in the winter by not having to negotiate the bend and the existing gas infrastructure. Whereas it's in the best interest of the town of Penfield to grant the easement request. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board grants to RG&E a 20-foot by 20-foot utility easement at 1070 Penfield Road as per the attached schedules as prepared by DDS Companies and dated March 14, 2019, and subject to an agreement which is satisfactory to the town attorney.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization for release of a portion of the sanitary sewer easement in Section 1 of the Panorama Estates subdivision.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas the owners of the property at 11 Panorama Trail have requested that the town of Penfield release a portion of the 20-foot wide sanitary sewer easement on the property. And whereas the original sanitary sewer easement was recorded in the Monroe County Clerk's office, whereas a portion of the existing 20-foot wide sanitary sewer easement that encompasses the house is not needed by the town of Penfield and should be abandoned. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board hereby authorizes the supervisor to sign a release of easement to permit a release of a portion of an existing sanitary sewer easement as shown on a map entitled number 11 Panorama Trail, prepared by James Bates Jr., March 6, 2019. Be it further resolved that the release of easement shall be in the town's format and shall be recorded at the Monroe County Clerk's office with a certified copy of this resolution.
Any discussion on the agenda item? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes. Granting approval of conditional use permit to allow outdoor live music at Murphy's Law located at 1400 Empire Boulevard.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit pursuant to Chapter 250-5.9B1 of the Code to allow outdoor live music at Murphy's Law at 1400 Empire Boulevard, located in the LaSalle's Landing Development District. And whereas the Town Board of the said Town of Penfield held a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall, 3100 Atlantic Avenue in the Town of Penfield on March 6, 2019, to consider the application and to hear all persons interested on the question of permitting live music at Murphy's Law at 1400 Empire Boulevard. The public hearing was closed and the decision was reserved. Now therefore be it resolved, the applicant's request to allow live music at Murphy's Law at 1400 Empire Boulevard is hereby granted, subject to the following conditions. And there are several conditions listed that are consistent with the LaSalle's Landing District, as well as consistent with entertainment permits within the Town of Penfield. Be it further resolved that the Town Board is acting as lead agency. We've classified this proposal as an unlisted action pursuant to seeker, and no additional environmental review regarding this proposal is necessary. And by this resolution, the town is granting the applicant's request.
Great, thank you. Any further discussion on this agenda item?
Well, just that because of the issue is noise, part of the condition is that it must be confined to the property, and if it goes off, the sound goes off property, there's a potential revocation of the permit.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is in condition number 4, where it talks about failure to do so will result in the revocation of the conditional use permit. So, all right, no other discussion on this agenda item. Roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes. Approval of issuance of a special permit to allow the conversion of a 3-family residence into 11 studio units within a Penfield landmark and construction of accessory garages at 2567 Browncroft Boulevard.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas an application has been received by the Town Board for the issuance of a special permit pursuant to Chapter 250-6.2-I of the Code to allow the conversion of an approved 3-family residence into 11 studio units within a Penfield landmark and construction of accessory garages at 2567 Browncroft Boulevard. Whereas the Town Board held a public hearing on June 6, 2018 at 7 o'clock to consider the said application and hear all persons interested on the question of the issuance of a special permit to allow the conversion of an approved 3-family residence into 11 studio units within a Penfield landmark and construction of accessory garages at 2567 Browncroft Boulevard. The public hearing was closed and the decision was reserved. Now therefore be it resolved that the applicant's request for a special permit to allow the conversion of an approved 3-family residence into 11 studio units within a Penfield landmark and construction of no more than 12 accessory garages is hereby granted, subject to the following conditions. As with all our resolutions, this resolution is available on our website for review. There are a significant number of conditions. Most notably, the most recent condition discussed at our work session was the condition for a fence, which will be approved by the Town Board and the Historic Preservation Board as basically the last outstanding issue. So by this resolution, then, we are therefore granting the applicant's request.
Okay, just would like to point out too, condition number 7 is failure to comply with the conditions set forth here and above may result in the revocation of the special use permit pursuant to the requirements of the zoning ordinance. Any other discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes. Setting a public hearing to consider a conditional use permit and preliminary and final site plan to allow a restaurant with outdoor dining and outdoor music at 1300 Empire Boulevard.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a restaurant with outdoor dining and outdoor music at 1300 Empire Boulevard, located in the LaSalle's Landing Development Zoning District. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board is best suited to act as lead agency within the meaning of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, and thus does hereby designate itself as lead agency pursuant to seeker. And be it further resolved, the subject application is determined to be an unlisted action pursuant to the requirements of SECRA. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the said Town of Penfield shall hold a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall on May 1st, 2019, at 7 p.m. to consider the application and to hear all persons interested on the question of the issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a restaurant with outdoor dining and outdoor music at 1300 Empire Boulevard in the LaSalle's Landing Development Zoning District. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution certified by the town clerk shall be published at least once in the official newspaper of the town, the first publication to be not less than 10, no more than 20 days before the date set for the hearing. A copy of this resolution shall be posted on the official signboard of the town as prescribed by law.
Great, thank you. And again, this is just to set the public hearing, and proper notification will be sent out. With that said, any discussion on the item? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes. Setting a public hearing to consider a conditional use permit to allow a CBD shop at 2118 5 Mile Line Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a CBD shop at 2118 5 Mile Line Road located in the Four Corners zoning district. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board is best suited to act as lead agency within the meaning of seeker, and thus does hereby designate itself as lead agency, and has determined the proposal to be an unlisted action pursuant to seeker. Be it further resolved that the town board shall hold a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall on May 1st, 2019 at 7 p.m. to consider the application to hear all persons interested on the question of the issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a CBD shop at 2118 5 Mile Line Road in the Four Corners zoning district. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution shall be published at least once in the official newspaper of the town, the first publication thereof to be not less than 10 nor more than 20 days before the date set for the hearing. A copy of the resolution shall be posted on the official signboard of the town as prescribed by law.
Thank you. Any discussion on this agenda item? Okay, roll call, please.
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes. Setting a public hearing to consider issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a CBD shop at 2150 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a CBD shop at 2150 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road located in the Business Non-Retail Zoning District. Now therefore be it resolved that the Penfield Town Board is best suited to act as lead agency, and thus does hereby designate itself as lead agency, has determined the proposal to be an unlisted action pursuant to seeker. Be it further resolved, the town board shall hold a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall on May 1st, 2019, at 7 p.m. to consider the application to hear all persons interested on the question of the issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a CBD shop at 2150 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road in the Business Non-Retail Zoning District. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution certified by the town clerk shall be published at least once in the official newspaper of the town, the first publication thereof to be not less than 10 nor more than 20 days before the date set for the hearing. A copy of this resolution shall be posted on the official signboard of the town as prescribed by law.
Okay, any discussion on this agenda item? No. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign recreation contracts.
So moved.
Second.
This resolution authorizes the town supervisor to sign 15 recreation contracts, and they're all dealing with the summer concert series, which you can read all about in the new recreation brochure.
Great, thank you. Looks like we're going to have a very active summer season with the summer concert series down at the Penfield Amphitheater here at the Town Hall Complex. I'm looking forward to that. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Cole.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
4 ayes.
Okay, moving on with the next agenda item, we will go to old business. Any old business to come before this committee? Hearing none. Moving on to agenda item number 9, new business. No new business. We will go to the second opportunity for public participation. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak? Seeing none or hearing none, anyone coming in through the online? Nope. Okay, thank you very much. Moving on then to, I guess, the conclusion of our meeting tonight. So unless there's any other discussion items or anything else to discuss from the town board, I will conclude tonight's meeting on April 3rd. Thank you all for joining us this evening for the Penfield Town Board meeting. Have a good and safe night. Thank you.